Okay, so today we have Billy Budd by Morrissey from Morrissey Friday, another one from Foxhall and I, an album that I've heard. I must have almost heard all of the songs from this album by now, but an album that I really enjoy as well. Anyway, this was randomly picked. I figured, well, here we go, Billy Budd. Billy Budd was requested, so let's get into it today. So yeah, let's listen to it, talk about it after, and let's just go and yeah.
Said Billy Budd, so you think you should do? Oh, everyone's laughing. Say Billy Budd, so you think that you should? Everyone's laughing. Since I took up with you, things have been bad, yeah, but now it's 12 years on, now it's 12 years on, yes, and I took up with you. I took my job application into town. Did you hear they turned me down? Yes, and it's all because of us. Oh, and what wasn't I? Oh, what wasn't I? Yeah. Say, Billy Budd, I would happily lose both of my legs. I would lose both of my legs. Oh, if it meant you could be free. Oh, if it meant you could be free.
Don't leave us in the dark.
All right, so Morrissey and Billy Budd. So that was a short track, 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and it came and went. And I mean, how it started so loud, I was just like, whoa. I mean, I guess you never know how a song is really going to start. But this one was, a bombastic start, a bombastic, middle and end as well. So I have to say at the top as well, Morrissey's vocals here, he sounds a little different. He sounds like the way he's pronouncing Billy Budd, I just like I just like how he's pronouncing it. That sounds kind of weird to say, but just Billy Budd. It just like almost kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's just maybe a little quieter than a little muddled or something. Anyway, but I enjoyed I enjoyed how he sang, I guess you would say, as well. Furious guitars. I would also say kind of a hint of psychedelia in here, especially on guitar. I mean, you can have a spiraling feel. And of course, Boz Borer and Alan White on guitars here from the personnel from Foxhall and I, anyway. And I wanted to say, I did see a comment on a YouTube video for the song saying that apparently Johnny Marr's on guitar, which I don't think is true. But anyway, Johnny Marr does come into play in the lyricism, as we will see in a minute here. But again, also just bombastic, just again, loud drumming as well. I like the ending, how Woody Taylor on drums here, how he kind of plays back and forth with the guitar or the guitars, and kind of like 3 or 4 times or whatever it is, kind of has the big ending kind of a thing for a short song again, and just finishes very quickly, very fast paced all the way, and it was just it was a tune, yeah. And I almost feel like the first time I tried to say tune there, it didn't come out, but anyway, yeah, a good tune, and again, just kind of furious, and I enjoyed it. I mean, my goodness, it was very good. It was listenable. Anyway, getting into the about here on Genius, like I usually do, if the screen will load. Here we go. All right, so it says here for the about. The title of Billy Budd refers to Herman Melville's posthumously published homoerotic novella of the titular handsome sailor. Crazed by lust and jealousy over Budd's beauty and popularity, one of the ship's petty officers falsely accuses him of fomenting mutiny. I think that's the right word. It says fomenting or fomenting. Anyway, Bud strikes his tormentor dead with a single blow. Geez, he's got quite the punch. In accordance with the law, Bud is hanged the next morning to the dismay of all of his shipmates, including the captain, who pronounces the sentence of death upon him. So Bud's having a bad day. The song's title, as well as Morrissey's history of writing coyly ambiguous stories of unrequited gay love and its social consequences, with songs like Hand in Glove, This Charming Man, I Want the One I Can't Have. You know, this list goes on. I mean, Morrissey's in his element when he's writing these kind of songs. Suggests that the narrator and the lover he calls Billy Budd have suffered poverty and social exclusion. The latter is now imprisoned for some offense, to the great anguish of the narrator. So obviously, I mean, getting into this, I mean, I want to say as well, after reading that, I always appreciate when Morrissey does, you know, how he takes inspiration from a book or a novel, whatever, or a poem. I don't know, he just seems to do that quite a bit, where he takes, I guess I just said it, where he takes inspiration from, you know, entertainment or whatever it is, you know, something that's been written down. And I would imagine, you know, he reads quite a bit, or he did read quite a bit or whatever. Just got a notification. Anyway, interrupted me. Anyway, but yeah, and how he kind of just, takes inspiration from that and writes it into a song, and kind of, kind of puts it in his narrative of another kind of a thing that he wants to put into the song, if that makes sense. Anyway, which is, in this case, Johnny Marr, apparently, which I've seen from comments. I've seen in songmeanings.com or whatever, you know, all this research that I've done, that the song is also, that Billy Budd is kind of like Johnny Marr, basically, I guess. And I mean, you would say, I mean, I guess the biggest reference is in the second verse, when he says, you know, things have been bad, yeah, but now it's 12 years on. And this was 1994. I mean, 1982, I think, is when the Smiths kind of started. I know Morrissey and Marr were friends before 1982, but especially, they were friends before 1994. Anyway, but yeah, they were kind of, but in 1982 is when the Smiths kind of formed or whatever, and then, of course, you know, split in 1987. But yeah, so I mean, I just like, you know, because again, if you're just taking it Billy Budd, if you just replace the word Billy Budd with Johnny Marr, you know, say Johnny Marr. So you think you should, oh, everyone's laughing, say Billy Budd. So you think that you should, everyone's laughing since I took up with you, you know, and then again, you know, things have been bad. I guess I just read the second verse. Anyway, third verse. I took my job application into town. Did you hear they turned me down? And like I said during the song, that's relatable. Yes, it's all because of us. And when he said it's all because of us, I thought he was going to say, yes, it's all because of you. I thought he was going to be a little bit petty or something, but I was surprised when he said us. I was just, oh, that's nice. Oh, and what was in our eyes? Oh, what was in our eyes? Yeah. And then we have the last verse here. Again, short song, but you know, he gets his point across here. Doesn't have to say much. I said, Billy Budd, I would happily lose both of my legs. I would lose both of my legs. That's quite the commitment. Oh, if it meant you could be free. Oh, if it meant you could be free. And then the outro, don't leave us in the dark. And there's one annotation on this whole thing from Genius, and it's the last part, the outro. And it says, this is a sample from David Lean's version of Oliver Twist, when I think it's Fagin pickpockets are on the verge of capture. So again, he kind of inserts this from, you know, David Lean's version of Oliver Twist again, and you know, he's taking inspiration from entertainment once again. And I don't know, I just like when he does this, and he does it a lot. I feel like I'm freaking spitting or something a lot. Anyway, so yeah, I just really enjoyed when he does that. And again, you know, looking at another point here, you know, from spin.com, talking about, you know, how a reference to forming the Smiths with Johnny Marr. As a result, the tune is about Morrissey feeling hampered by the association. However, Billy Budd could also be read as Herman Melville fan fiction, instead of following the plot of the book where Billy Budd panics and kills shipmate John Claggart. The two men are actually a couple, and the latter wishes the former would be cured of a devastating speech impediment. So again, and I mean, yeah, if you take I feel like I'm using my hands a lot, but if you take Morrissey and Marr and put them together, I can't talk. It's 2 a.m. Why am I recording? I don't know. Anyway, but if you take Morrissey and Marr and put them together, and you know, I guess, you know, they weren't like a sexual couple. At least I don't think they were. But you know, they were close, obviously, for those years that they were in the Smiths, and then they kind of fell off or whatever. And I feel like this is again kind of Morrissey in a way, kind of being like, you know, come back or whatever, you know. And again, with the lyricism, you know, from the lyrics I just talked about or I just read, kind of how he says, you know, at the end of there, which is pretty telling, you know, I would happily lose both of my legs if it meant you could be free. But yeah, just, it's an interesting title, or interesting song, you know, that begs a few questions. And again, I guess if you want to say in the comments, you know, of course it's about, you know, it has to do with Herman Melville. I mean, that's where you have the whole Billy Budd thing from. But again, Mar is quite a topic in the song, and, you know, obviously was a big part of the lyricism. And again, talking about, I just wanted to say one more thing that was on my mind here. From the third verse, you know, when he says, I took my job application into town, did you hear they turned me down? It's all because of us, what was in our eyes. And when when you put it in, you know, to Johnny Marr's kind of perspective, or, you know, if like he's talking about Johnny Marr, I feel like this is hard to follow for me, or I feel like people might not be able to follow me here because I'm talking a lot or something. Anyway, but when he talks about Johnny Marr here, you know, Morrissey trying to, you know, maybe get, you know, another, I don't know, collab with somebody, or I don't know, in the 90s or whatever, but he gets turned down, and Morrissey kind of says, you know, because of us, because of what we did, you know, me and Marr, it's just like, kind of like, why don't you come back to me, or something, I don't know, something like that. But that's what comes on my head, but I could be wrong anyway. But also one more thing, which I found interesting, was that this novel apparently started out as a poem, and as well. But yes, one more thing, and then I'll end this video. Anyway, you know, how it says, you know, Billy Budd is a novel by Herman, yet it began its life as a poem intended for inclusion in another one of his books, and the title of this other book was John Marr and the Other Sailors. So yeah, I mean, I mean, that kind of, you know, solves it right there. That kind of tells you everything you need to know. And I just like how Morrissey kind of did his research here, and you know, gave us some hints, and put out the song, and it was a nice freaking 2-minute 9-second bombastic track. Anyway, it's a tune. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Anyway, I guess that's all I gotta say. So hopefully you can follow that. I know I talked a lot, and I wanted to get my point across, but at 2 a.m. Sometimes it's hard for me to, I guess, explain myself. But anyway, enjoyed the track a lot. I like the meaning. I like how he talks about Marr again, because, I mean, again, the Smiths, I love the Smiths, and whenever Morrissey brings up Marr, I'm into it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. Really appreciate all the support, and my stomach just made a noise, so I'm going to go and eat. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you guys again soon.